Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Our Darker Purpose. Today I'm going to do something different. Not in terms of lessons or anything, although I don't know that yet. Today is Lady's Choice. Whereas the lady will make the choice for me on what I'm going to do. This is going to be a longer video probably because there are going to be a lot of things that need to be read. As they are first time things that somebody's looked at.
X is select or?
Enter.
Enter? Okay.
Enter is select.
That sounds almost too cheap. I don't know if I'd want to do that. Think on it.
Note that you have a limited amount to go with.
Yeah, 6 more. I see.
Technically not 6 more, but you're right, 6.
A lot of tempting things, I'll say that. Wait. I didn't think durability was a problem in this one.
There are 3 items in the game that have durability. That's it.
Why haven't you ever used this one before?
I did.
Okay.
What happens is you start with 777 life, but you can't heal. Because your life, whenever you get hurt, you lose your max life. I'll tell you right now that anything lower than this, you're not going to be able to put it in.
Okay.
Right now, the only things you have available to you are the first 3 rows, because you only have 2 periods left.
Yep.
You have 1 more. All the first and second rows cost 1. But everything after that goes up. Alright. So that's the way we look. Whispers, gulping, mercantilism, mud, criticism, ducking, and shade and fraud. Alright. The games begin. Without line cutting, I don't gain my level up in the first room. So, that's the first difference here. Because of ducking, I want to be rolling almost all the time now. Now let's collect all this crap. Let's go down. There sure are a lot of coins. I'll give that stretch for this first start. Now we just gotta avoid all these globes while we try to recover these 4 other coins. Like I said, bouncing things have a way of attracting themselves to you. There's no way they should actually be able to bounce so perfectly at an angle to do that. There's another coin, which I missed. There.
So about how many of those things would you have chosen?
How many?
Yeah.
I already look at them. 3 to 4 of them is all the ones I would have chosen. I don't like Schadenfreude that much.
Really?
Yup.
That sounds good though.
It does until you get to the point where you have to kill 5 enemies. Killing 5 enemies is a lot harder than it sounds. Because sometimes you end up in floors like this where there's almost nobody. Oh my god, what is with all the tokens today?
It's a sign?
I don't know what it's a sign about yet.
You know.
Alright, so I'm also going to allow you to do this.
Well, obvious is obvious.
Juice boxes heal 20, by the way, at normal. And empower means plus 5.
Yeah.
Resist as you take half damage. Escape is to get out.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but I didn't want to hit the wrong button.
There you go. Alright. So we have a fragile teddy bear and 1 concoction. Coincidentally, those are the ones I would have bought, so it's not too off. Nevermore's Inkwell is nice because it doesn't decrease nearly as bad as it used to.
But, yeah, it didn't sound as appealing.
It's not. There she is.
I'm assuming juice box if you needed it. Would you have gone to juice box if you needed it?
Nope.
Really?
Because there was one in the room.
I suppose.
There was one in the other room. I wouldn't have bought a juice box. Even if I needed 2, I still wouldn't have.
Okay, if there wasn't one?
No. It's the first floor. I'm not going to lose 100 hit points. And you start me with gulping, which is... Technically, I have 8 juice boxes, which is 160 hit points I can heal. There's no way I'm going to lose that many hit points in the first floor. If there is, something's terribly wrong. Here you go. Which way do we go? Power struggle?
Yep.
Well, here's another choice of yours. Alright.
May as well ensure we live.
As you can see with Schadenfreude, we already got our first bonus HP. Now, the thing with Schadenfreude is it is 1 HP for every 5 kills. Sometimes 5 kills can be quite a few and far in between. As we saw on the first floor, 5 enemies, that was the whole dang floor. Was 5 enemies. Now we just killed 4 trash cans. We didn't get a level up, so yes, it was only 5 enemies on the first floor. We got Allie the Trapper here. I'm trying to get her other friend, but she's getting in the way. There's 5. On a side note, Schadenfreude allows us to keep track of how many enemies are on each floor. Now, Schadenfreude doesn't work for any enemy that is spawned. There's another one. This is probably Alicia the Sharp. Just a guess. Nope, it's another Allie the Trapper. Okay. Now we have a fragile roly-poly. It is one of the 3 items that has durability. The teddy bear being the other one. And fragile glassware being the last. Now, with the fragile roly-poly, it adds it makes our dodge 75% every time we roll. Now with ducking, this would have made me invincible if it were back in the day. But they decided that that was too cheap to have 100% dodge and just roll and dodge all the time. So they maxed it at 75, and you can't get over that much.
That's still a pretty good percent, though.
It is. Unless the dice hate you, you are in good hands. You can dodge 3/4 of the time of an attack. The biggest problem comes when you don't roll. That's the other thing, the Apple experiment that I just got. It destroys all projectiles. All of them. The only problem with this is right now, I am the only one in this fight that uses projectiles. The jacks are not projectiles, neither is the fire. They are environmental hazards. Chasing the girls around is probably the worst right now. There. We need to get this door open. Alright, let's go. And pop. Zealous' spectacles. I'm kind of glad they were in this room because that means they won't be in another room. I've removed them from the item pool. Thank goodness. Because they aren't that good. 10% range is great, I suppose, from the fact that I don't have whispers, so I have no percent plus range. But still, it's only 66. The extra range I gained was probably an extra square of tile. Whoop! There we go, and that way. Your turn. Alright. Gangs of New Edgewood over coins and punishment. Yeah. I can see that. It was a little harder for me because there was coins and punishment on the field. Coins and punishment is great on a coin run, which we practically are. The only problem is that we're probably going to spend those coins because we're so close to the start still. And I'm not very keen on the items we've been able to acquire yet. Fragile Teddy Bear is probably the best one, along with the Roly-Poly. So here we are. This is the main problem with Power Struggle rooms. Everything costs way a lot.
Yeah.
So
are you maxed on chalk already? Or?
There is no max.
Really? That's weird. That's kind of cool. Huh.
We can't even get the potato battery.
That's true. So, I'd actually wait.
Alright. We're not getting anything in there. That's a good idea. The badly etched arrow is okay.
Tempting, definitely.
It's not good.
Well, maybe it could be in the right run, but not here.
My main concern with the badly etched arrow is the arrows that it shoots come from where you are standing, not from where the chalk clouds are. And whenever you use it, usually the enemies are way too spread out and it's got too small a hitbox to hit the enemies. We're going to drink a juice to grab this one. Now we're in a cafeteria, I believe, so let's see what we have to end up facing. The Cauldron of Yesterdays. Luckily, all his things are considered projectiles, so we can just sit down here and shoot at him. I swear I hit that one. Fine, you regained 1,040 hit points. We'll deal with that. Dang it. So what I should be doing is this. And now we're going to do our Cauldron of Yesterday's trick. We just gotta wait for that one to get back down here. Okay, so the Cauldron of Yesterday's has lost a good amount of health. Once again, we have to just keep rolling and rolling and rolling and rolling. Make sure you're almost always rolling because we have the fragile roly-poly. This is the cauldron. And this is the second helping. There we go. The cauldron died. Now it's just off to a second helping. A second helping has about, I'd say, half the health of the Cauldron of Yesterday's. And there he goes. Alright. We got a B there. And here we go.
Well, almost the exact same things for the names, it seems like.
And the rewards.
Well, go big or go home, they say. More rewards.
Alright. So we're in another cafeteria. This narrows down our enemy roster. For some reason, I feel like I know which one it is. Because it was 6, not 5. Sometimes you can tell bosses by rewards.
Really?
Yep.
Rooms I've heard of, but not rewards.
Yes. Rewards you can tell a little bit because usually the harder boss or the more hit point boss has a much higher reward value. And let's grab this piece of chalk. Ah, dang it. I don't like this room because I've got to run away from these guys, run away from the fire, dodge the spikes, and dodge the slimes all at the same time. It's an annoying combination of things that I have to deal with. Alright, let's go up, down, come on. Alrighty. So we got done with that room. And here we are with these girls. They still have the same problem they always had. If you count to 2, you can dodge. Dang it! No, no, not this room.
Sorry?
Not this room. Eat that. I know it's a waste of chalk in a way.
Well,
but,
I don't think so, but...
I mean, technically, I could just keep fighting him. You know?
Well, yeah.
But I do not like these rooms. With the 4 furnaces in the corner. It's freezed up for a second. 4 furnaces in the corner is never a good room. I hate those rooms. Because all they mean is that there's a ton of spikes. And the spikes are sometimes worse than the rest of the room. We're going to drink a juice because we're going to get this juice by rolling over the spikes. We're going to tempt our dodge. There's the Fedora of Crisis. Not as good as it used to be. Not as good as it once was. Now this room is not a waste of chalk.
Why not?
Because what happens in Survive Room is that when you survive for X amount, everything dies. Okay? Now what happened here is I killed all the enemies and got their experience. If I hadn't killed them all, their experience would have been nowhere. I'm gonna drink this just because. Plus, killing all those enemies counted for Schadenfreude.
Okay.
Survive rooms are ultra experience rooms if you can kill everything in them. Otherwise, you're just dodging forever. Now, Whispers is okay. As we've seen, it's been pretty useful. But my only biggest concern about Whispers is you always have to be close to the enemies to do anything. And there are very few enemies you can get close to for it to activate. Of course, it says up to 20%, but it doesn't tell you where the 20% starts. Does it start here? Maybe here? We're at 178 hit points. I don't know how many of those were gained by Schadenfreude. Actually, no wait. Yes, I do. 13. Alright, now we've got the Student Treaty, which is a much better item than the Apple Experiment for what we're doing. Oh, it's probably a big room. There are 2 enemies it can be. Alright, we gotta let this guy chase us around, so... If we don't let this enemy chase us around, we're going to miss out on 8 coins. At least it's not the special one. Come on down to the bottom, please. There. Now we can kill him. But we had to have him because we can't open these ourselves. It's one thing that they usually have in the rooms that they're in. Anyway, we're going back to the start so we can get that last room. Oh, it's not even the last room. Slow down there, chalk dust boy. You didn't select vistas.
No.
Just remembering. There's the last fragile thing. Foam would have been really good here, but there's such a thing against it. Really?
Yes.
Not the glassware?
Yes. This is more of a DPS-ish run, not crit.
Crits are DPS.
Not only.
Why'd you give me criticism then? Anyway, I'm gonna stand by your decision. Fragile glassware will probably show up later.
That too.
If anything, from a leader. However, I would have bought it now. Perhaps that's just my fault because I would have bought it so early in the game. It's only the 3rd floor. And we know that items don't respawn, fragile or not. So, however, the shoddily copied coin, yes, I would have bought that. I like the shoddily copied coin. If there's a group of enemies next to each other and one of them happens to drop a coin, the rest of the enemies take massive damage. Alright. In we go to fight the Frozen Field. Dang it, why does it have to be you? I hate you so much, Candelabra of Longing. I have 1 piece of chalk. I'm tempted to use it on him, but I know that we're on floor 3, which means floor 4 is next. So I'm saving it. I had to check something.
Experience?
Nope. I had to check if my teddy bear broke yet.
Ah.
He's not going to give us a level up. He gives 1,280 something, I believe. technically every boss gives the exact same amount of experience, no matter how hard they are, how big they are, or how far in the game they are.
That's fair.
The bosses didn't used to give anything, so...
What if...
Huh?
Oh, goodness, that sounds annoying.
Yep. Used to be the bosses were just bosses. They were there, they didn't give you experience, they didn't give you diddly squat.
Okay.
They were just in your way. I believe they made the bosses give experience because they realized how hard it was. Especially since they didn't have them even give items, so... Bosses were completely useless. Anyway, let's go ahead and check our... Where the hell? There it is. Our teddy bear has 52 health left and he has 75. Alright. There's also an archivist on this floor. Should we chase him?
Yes.
Okay. Now you may think that I would have chased him regardless. This isn't really true.
Would you have this time around?
I would have, but not right away.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't be following him right now.
Oh, well, no, I didn't mean now. I expected you to finish everything off here. Then chase.
Well, I mean, I would go down. I wouldn't follow him to the right, which is where he went.
I see.
Let's see, he's going to the right again. Now those green clouds still have a bigger hitbox than they should. If I'm too close to it, I will become confused by a contact high, apparently.
Okay.
Tabula Rasa is probably the most well-known jerk in the game. And a crab. Crab gives us plus 15% resist, which isn't really that good right now because we have max at 100. He went to the right again. He's been going right a lot today. And now, right again. Which means he went into the wall. We're done chasing him. Don't walk on me, Atlas. Alright. As I've said before, this chalker is in one of the worst locations. Because without a long range, you can't get him safely. Now, the archivist went this way. I said he went this way. Thank you. Coin. Another coin. And another coin. And that puts us up to 37 coins. Coins and punishment still looking kinda good, but not as good still. As I care to have it. So we're gonna go back to that first room that we started chasing the archivist from. We're gonna go down now. We're in another really annoying to get to the middle room. And there's the boss door. So the archivist was in the opposite direction of the boss today. Which is strange in itself. Usually they're in the same direction as the boss. if not like 1 or 2 rooms off from them. Hitting the people in the middle is always a pain in this room because of all the beds and desks that are overturned. Really?
Yes.
Okay. I actually would have chosen Jungle Gym.
Because
minus 20% move speed is nothing compared to plus 15 tokens. When this game first came out, Cordy's move speed was 170, I believe. After a few patches, they decided to up it to 200. Right now, I should be at 240 because of And Then There Was Run. Yep. Which means it would drop me to 180. 180 is still higher than her initial move speed was when this game started, so I already knew how to deal with it. But that comes from playing the game before it was patched.
This is why I'm like.
No, I'm sure that you made the same decision that somebody else might have made who didn't play the game pre-patch. Because they would have wondered, well, that might be too slow, you know? Alright, so here's that survival room that you can't get to the middle without getting hit. Okay? Everyone knows this room. But watch what happens. Why didn't it happen this time?
What was this?
This hand right here is impossible to dodge. Let's just put it that way. It is impossible to get the middle chest without that thing. But it exploded. It's done it the last 3 times, but this time it decided not to. How very curious. We still have our teddy bear. We still have our roly-poly. And now we have our lunchbox. Now hopefully, with Reagan's lunchbox, we'll find some new or some non-basic attack items. I'd say what those are, but I don't want to influence your decision on what to buy.
Wow. You already have an insane amount of dodge as it is.
Until it breaks.
Well,
You're not going to power up my juice boxes again?
No.
And you're not going to give me 100% dodge?
No.
Why? If I might ask.
Because that's not a permanent. That was like on every first roll, I believe it said.
On every first attack that hits me.
Well, okay. That's...
I would have bought everything. Everything in that vending machine. I would have bought it all. Every single piece of equipment in there.
Greedy.
I had enough coins. And you didn't get coins in punishment, so I don't have to worry about keeping them. So right now I'm losing out to these damn things because I'm not being able to deal too much damage to them. Starting to lose too many hit points. Okay, I got rid of them. Gotta keep dodging around. I don't have any more pieces of chalk. As always, the drop rate has been insanely low for anything that you need. going to try and get rid of this other fort there. Lowers the amount of bullets being thrown at me at least. Now we gotta try and hurt the fortress, which is nearly impossible thanks to its defense. Or its damage reduction, I guess. Also, its bouncy castle nature that continually pops up randomly. Here comes another big guy. There's always one after every 2 shots of the globe. We need to get this thing down to the W. So that we no longer have to worry about big guys coming from it. Let's get it to that S. There. Now we have to go the other direction and get this thing. The small tree forts have nowhere near as much defense as the giant fort. In fact, they don't have any. But they're still about 1,800 hit points. Give or take on 100 or 50. So now, all we have left is the globe tosser as the only other projectile spewing device that we have to deal with, other than the fortress itself. Also, the projectile spewers, or at least the globe tosser, seems to also gain a bouncy castle-like effect from time to time. Now it's the fortress's turn. Speaking of things, and boss. Hi. We're gonna try and ignore Goneril for a second. Let her go about her merry way, doing whatever she wants. My keyboard still refuses to let me go up, shoot, and roll all at the same time. If I do that, it makes me just walk up. I think this is because of some code command in keyboards or something. I can't be too sure though. I haven't looked at all the command codes, keyboard shortcuts and whatnot. I can roll up, I just can't do it while shooting. I believe it might be one of the reasons people want gamepad support. Oh, Goneril, Goneril. Go away already. It's gonna be up there. I was sure I dodged that one. And on me. I'm getting hit a lot, but the 75% chance to dodge is mitigating that. I wish he would stop jumping though. I wish he'd just either stay tornado or chase me. Because every time she jumps, it just gives her a bit of an invincibility frame. Ah, you defensive bitch. You notice that she isn't coming straight at me either. She seems to be at a angle for some reason. Almost like she thinks I'm higher than I am. And there we go. That's the end of this floor. Next. So you're not just picking these because of the sub thing, are you?
No.
Are you reading the thing too?
Yes.
I know you're a quick reader, I just didn't know, I don't know how quick. Now without crowns, I kinda am at a loss for hoping for leaders. We already passed coins and punishment, so we don't need to be worrying about too much on tokens, because it will never show up again. There's still the other token things, the Meritus tokens. Level ups. But, how far away are we anyway? We're pretty far from a level up. We're 2,000 away. Not as far as it could be, but pretty far on nonetheless. Schadenfreude is still giving us quite a few bonuses. Being a gluttonous room, we will be getting a lot of juice boxes here. For better or for worse. And there it was! The bigger hitbox. The bigger hitbox than I have. That allows these things to confuse you, even if you're not in them. I somewhat think this is still a leftover problem from the Thorned Rose. Or the Trapstem Rose. Which still, I think, does have that hitbox problem. Let's hope we can find some non-basic attacks soon. Carrying around this lunchbox is kind of stupid if I don't have anything to actually use it with. And it's a powerful thing. We just need powers to be used with it. This is what I meant about rooms or floors that Schadenfreude's kind of afraid of. Floors that has just small rooms with an environmental hazard in it and no enemies. Because then you can't actually use it. Now, are there 3 or 4? 3. Get away from me. Talked enough about you at length. And my distaste for you. So our teddy bear broke. We've got the fragile roly-poly still, but the teddy bear broke. Oh my god, you did not just make me get that, did you?
Yes?
I hate this item.
Sorry?
I hate the necessary lantern. It's very unnecessary. I'm hoping that this is why it blows up. You see, while this thing's attacking me, I think it's considered an enemy. That didn't blow up either this time. We're just gonna have to roll into it. Nevermore's Inkwell, we'll take it. I'll take it for free, but I won't buy it. So now our move speed is 290. We might move a little too fast now. But you bought us the necessary lantern. It doesn't tell me how much it amplifies my damage by. I've never liked the necessary lantern. I find it wholly unnecessary for it to be around. Oh yeah, that's right, our shots penetrate. I was wondering why I couldn't hear a kaboom anymore. Anyway, using the lantern. Alright, well, I finally used the lantern in a way to see how much damage it does. It does double. It makes you do double damage. That's good. I still don't like it. I don't like it because the words, the restriction on your space that it puts. Look at that. Now we used it when we were up here, but no, the spotlight appeared way down there. You can't predict where the spotlight's going to be in the room. It's useful for small rooms. Big rooms, not so much. But let's try and get it to work a little bit. It reminds me of having to fight the Candelabra of Longing all the time. And staying in his light that we had to. I think that I've broken my roly-poly. I have. So I no longer have a really big dodge percent. There are globes in here. I heard them throw themselves against the wall before I even entered. Still something I do not appreciate that they can do. We have a 34% chance to dodge while we're rolling. Now, thanks to Garbovin's sense of fear and ducking. We've cleared out every single room here. I'm going to go back. Get myself to full health. And use up all the juice boxes on this floor because... footstools. Not the footstools. The necessary lantern isn't going to help much here because the friendly footstools room is way too big for it to be useful. I need to wait for him to get into a better position before I do what I usually do to him. Even now, I'm trying to stay close to him so I can have the 20% chance crit or extra crit. I'm still not doing enough damage to him to warrant being any feeling of safe while he's around. The friendly footstools embodies one of the main things I hate in this game. Bouncy things. Bouncy things with impossible to read trajectories. And even if I wanted to, moving will do nothing but make him dodge me. Stay over here. Break apart now. Thank you. Hopefully I can kill him this time. There. Alright. Next. Good. I was hoping you picked that one. We're not in a so bad for attack speed, and we aren't very needy for the necessary lantern to have extra uses. I don't even know if we'll find anything else that's a use item. Not on this floor, at least. Now, the one thing I kind of don't like about the ghostly marble is that in exchange for piercing through enemies, it kind of loses its stopping power. I'll shoot through an enemy, but I can't, like, knock them backward a little bit with the shot. Oh, thank goodness. Get out of my inventory. Alright, I hate this room. Just saying it right now. I hate this room. I hate it because of this. I cannot get to him. I cannot. Not at all. I have to wait for these things to go ahead and play Arcanid and knock the wall down so I can get to him. I would have liked it much better if they had, like, maybe a globe tosser here. The thank you cards. Well, I deserve it for having to go through this.
Sorry?
You didn't make the room, it's randomly generated.
No, but it makes me go through this run.
No. It's a job. I have to do it daily. That's what we do. Now, come get me.
Bro?
No. Nobody's a bro here.
Okay, fine. Thoughts so far?
What?
Thoughts so far? Have most of the things I've chosen been relatively decent?
Most of them. I'm just thankful that I'm not stuck with the lantern anymore. It really is a waste of an item. It looks like it would be good, but then all of a sudden you realize, nope. If it instead, maybe, instead of a random spotlight somewhere in the room,
You chose, or
it was
or
around
chose it?
you are,
Yeah.
and just stayed on you, like it could reduce my light radius to almost nothing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Then maybe the necessary lantern would be useful. But it doesn't do that. it randomly puts a light somewhere and it goes up and down. Alright, here we are with this.
What's it mean slow and hit?
It slows the enemies 15% of their speed.
Oh, okay.
Now you bought everything, huh?
Basically.
The dodge wasn't good enough. The slow, oh yeah. 100% dodge, nah. You can do without that. 100% crit chance, nah. Just remembering all the things that you haven't bought that I would have definitely not passed up. The cat's cradle is always a good choice if you can't find the annoying metal puzzle. Because it screws up the timing of everybody's shots. They're on a timer for when they can shoot. Whether it's 1 or 2 seconds, if you increase that by 15% more, their shot speed gives you a lot less things to deal with. So what we're going to do here is we're going to drop something on everybody and hopefully kill a bunch of them. It didn't work out the way I planned. However, I can sneak out of here. Oh. I couldn't tell what was in this room for a second because of Nevermore's. Anyway, we have the most move speed I've ever had, so congratulations, us. There's one item that if we find it, I hope that we get. It pertains to all this move speed. Another piece of chalk. Alright. Let's go fight the boss. Let's go find out who it is. Looks like a small room. I'm going to say the Virtuoso. I'm going to say the Virtuoso because I don't want it to be the other thing. Thank goodness. It's the Virtuoso. Dang it. Confusion is still a pain in the ass, especially when it only lasts a few seconds. Because then you get used to it, and then it's gone. Got the Virtuoso moving now. Thankfully that will help stop some of his notes. The Virtuoso's confusion doesn't even blink when it's going to go off you. So it's quite difficult to predict. Also, trying to aim my familiars in there is a little bit of a hassle. I think the Virtuoso is one of those enemies that you don't get to practice against your first couple times that you fight him. Because he's randomly here on the dorms. after Chapter 3 has been let out. And it's so random that technically you're usually fighting everyone else who you already know how to deal with. That was horrible. They all went down. I've been trying to figure out if there's a rhyme or reason to where the familiars will shoot. So far, the answer is no. That there is no rhyme or reason to the directions. However, I hopefully can drop stuff on the Virtuoso. Now, I didn't abuse it when it used to be abusable, but I've heard tale of a Virtuoso desk that was able to be destroyed. Oh, looky! It still is! Only this time by chalk, rather than by something like a shooter. Alright, so here's my thoughts on stuff. Are things getting updated or not? Are they being patched differently? The Virtuoso still has a destructible desk. It shouldn't. Now, I admit it was kind of stupid of me to go charging headlong into its desk as if nothing was going to happen. I can't really let you choose, can I?
Yeah, no.
Frankly, I expected nothing to happen. This changes everything. If I can take out the Virtuoso's desk with chalk, well then why the heck not? I'm still disappointed in our damage. It's way too low. It's way too low, and our crit chance is way too low. I have yet to find anything else that augments my crit except that fragile glassware back on floor 2. It's disturbing. It means that they don't want me to deal damage. And unfortunately, I'm going to probably die because of it. We're to the point where my damage actually matters. And it's really bad. Now, I'll admit that plus 20 damage, I probably would have taken that over Coins and Punishment too. On retrospect, I would have probably taken Coins and Punishment. But, at the time of knowledge, I would have taken Gangs of New Edgewood. Because Lord only knows when I would be able to have some extra damage. Again. I mean, we haven't found one single solitary level up to grant damage. We haven't found one augmentation for my shots, except this pass through people shot and the slow. What I mean by augmentation is not that. I mean damage plus. I mean some sort of effect like the bubbles. Something like a Bunsen burner. Anything. Nope. We haven't found one of those. It's horrible. The Seed is really being a bastard for that. I mean, the damage I'm doing to the Mysterious K, he almost looks like he's taking damage as if he were a boss on the first floor. Barely any thing is being subtracted from his life. And I just have to keep dodging those stupid fires he leaves, as well as his homing missiles. Oh my god, really? Still nothing, nothing, nothing! Nothing at all! My God, did you see how long it took to kill that flower? Much, much too long. The only thing we have to damage in our name is chalk. And I'm not very rich for chalk. Might not make it to Reagan. I can barely kill those flowers before they have to open again. I should be doing at least 150 by this level. What level am I anyway? I'm level 6. That's another thing. My experience has really been suffering lately. I know what floor I'm on. I'm on floor 7. That's the floor Reagan's on. Oh my God, they didn't even focus that. Alright. This is a really big level up for some reason. I don't know why they decided to do this. Which one, so I can hit enter on it? The reason I asked you is there was fire coming right at me. So I needed to have my hands on the keyboard to dodge it.
Sorry.
But since I didn't and you hit enter, it hit me. Also, you picked Hitchhikers?
Yes.
Why?
Isn't there always a vending machine in every floor?
Nope. Not on every floor but wealthy floors. There is a vending machine here. Yes, there is. And the +5 damage is nice too. But I would have taken Telltale Extra Heart. For 25 life, I would have had 1 extra life, so when I died, it would have healed me back to full. Exactly where I died. It's not as good as it used to be, where you just got an extra life and +10 health, but it's still really good to have that extra life, especially if you don't get it early on. By the way, those chalk clouds that are supposed to pop up every time a coin appears have been doing so, but sometimes there is no coin to speak of in their area that they popped up in. I don't know if this is something like the coin is being absorbed into the wall because the enemy that I killed is really close to the wall, or whatnot. Really hope the vending machine has some things this time. There have been very few vending machines that have had stuff this run. Say like about 3 of them have been really chock full of good things. The others have just been kind of stuff that, yeah, you choose, but it's like, they aren't the uber things. So here we are at this vending machine. We have 33. Only 1?
I think I could get more than 1.
You can.
Oh,
you can get at least 2 or 3 every floor.
Well then, And get the things I know you can only get one of. Yeah, something's up with your upkeep. Sounds like a delay lag.
Alright. So we're doing 200 now every time we shoot. It's not going to last too long, not under these shadow droppers. As soon as they get that 80 damage in us, that's it for that. I'm not expecting to have the fragile glassware after Reagan either. I'm expecting her to break it, if anything. I just don't know what phase. You know what else I'm expecting to break it? Enemies that attack before I'm in the room. I'm really expecting them to do a number on it. I was really hoping that the dodge would be working out a lot better. But we haven't found anything else for dodge. In a couple floors. Garbervin's sense of fear was it. And even then, when I'm rolling, it's a 34% chance. The computer is laughing at my 34% chance. In a very haha you suck manner. Okay, so now we've used up both of our chalks because I had to. I wanted to use them before our crit was gone. You ran away from her? She was the other direction, familiars. Why? Okay, our crit's gone. And right now, I don't know what it is. I can't move that quick. Everything is going very low. I don't know if something's running in the background other than OBS. I don't know if Steam is updating. I don't know if my computer is telling me Windows needs to update and we're going to shut you down in 10 minutes. But whatever it is, has my undying I hate you so much right now. To the point of I would punch you if you were a physical form. So I've got one more hit to anything that's not ice. And now, even if ice hits me. Don't just pull me in. Anyway, fail. We gained 113 credits on that run. There were some good things and some bad things about that run. All in all, though, we made it kind of far. That's going to do it for this episode, and I'll see you all next time.